Hello gentlemen, this is a question about how to get hotter girls. So this is the question, how to get hotter girls. I can currently get 6s and 7s but get blowouts and flakes above this. My current approach is to keep approaching and learning from this, working on my aesthetic and my life outside of game. So to a certain degree you've answered your own question there, but what I would say before I start is that part of getting good at this stuff, and not just with women but just in general in life, is taking ownership of things and thinking about your situation before you ask somebody to do something for you, right? So what I'm saying is not expecting other people to hand it to you on a plate, okay? If you ask a question like, how do I get hotter girls? That's a really general and wide question. Now, if I was to answer that fully, you're basically asking everything with that question, okay? So it's like 10, 20, 30 hours worth of material right there, okay? Obviously, I'm not going to do that. The products that I've already got, The Secret Society and Primal Seduction, go a long way towards answering those questions with the information I've given so far. So what I'll do for this question, on the subject of getting hot girls, I will answer it, but I'll give you a high-level overview of the kind of things you need to be thinking about and where to go from there, okay? So, point one, the first thing that occurs to me is you might be acting differently around hotter girls, okay? As you're not used to it, as you're not used to being around them, etc., etc. When I became used to the idea that, you know, really hot women, beautiful women, they're just the same as us, you know, that they aren't any different, they don't deserve any super preferential or different treatment, then I kind of relaxed around them and acted more like myself and was more effective than I used to be. So it's that realization, okay? Now that takes time, obviously. You can't just sort of follow and identify where hot women are and just hang around them and then suddenly you become more comfortable with them. It doesn't work that way. But you need to get more exposure to hot women generally, okay? So whatever city you're in, approach them and gain exposure, okay? So don't go to places where there's just sort of average girls, you know, like particular nightclubs, you know, like meat markets. Go to the ones that the more high-end venues where you're liable to see these hotter girls, okay? Try and operate in those environments. The other thing that I would do as well in that situation is I actually travelled around Eastern Europe when I was 29, 30, this was before every fucking idiot was doing it, you know. And, you know, I'd met a lot of women in London before, but just the sheer number of them in some of these places. And general, on average, they acted slightly differently to a certain degree than they did in London. Their value was lower, I guess you could say, because there was more of them. And they weren't so highly prized to a certain degree. And you find that actually, when you approach these really hot girls and you are kind of normal and you can chill out around them, oftentimes they're actually more pleasant than the less hot girls, okay? They'll give you the time of day at the very least, okay? Now, it's a different matter from them giving you the time of day to actually fucking them, that's different. But it's not a horrific experience to go out and get blown out time and time again from really hot girls, okay? It doesn't really happen that way. So, go to higher end venues, get more exposure, travel to other countries, see hotter girls in other countries, see that their value is not as high as it is in London. Like an average looking girl in London, really, from what I remember now, you know, in 2014 when I left, she can go there and she can be partying with like bloody celebrities and that kind of thing. Their value is a lot higher, I think, in those countries than it is in some parts of Eastern Europe. So if you can do a Euro jaunt, I would do that as well. It does make a difference. I mean, you have to have a game and women have to like you to be able to pull in these places. But you are definitely shinier there, that's for sure. You know, the same dude that does okay in London will do better with girls 1 or 2 points hotter in Eastern Europe than it will in London, generally speaking, okay? So do that kind of thing, get used to being around them, used to dealing with them, and build that sense of entitlement that I talk about quite a lot. So there's that. Now, beyond that, getting hotter girls is a massive, massive question. But the way I see it, it boils down to maximising your value in as many ways as possible. And I'll just literally list them, okay? Now, these elements that I'm listing here Some of them are easier to fix than others, like the aesthetic. You can work on that. You kind of know that you work on your fashion, your body, your face. You know, you can have like things done under your eyes to improve under eye circles, all that kind of stuff. You can do lots of things. That's the easy stuff. The harder stuff is the mindset and the vibe and that kind of stuff. But I'll just list them out, right? Because there's a lot to this. So, value. Ways of increasing your value in as many ways as possible. So, aesthetic. Aesthetics comprised of your body, so muscle and body fat, okay? Another one I recently started working on was my neck, okay? So, you might not be able to tell from these videos, you wouldn't be able to tell, right? Why would you be looking at my fucking neck, right? But it's actually 3/4 of an inch bigger than it was like 8 weeks ago, because I've been doing exercises on my neck. I even blogged about this, right? That's what they see when you go out in the cold or whatever and you're wearing a jacket. All they see is like the head and the neck, right? They can see the outline of your shoulders, but they just see the neck basically. So it looks better when you've got like a beefier neck and it looks strong, you know, stronger than just some little pencil neck sticking up. So things like that. So the body, the muscle, the body fat, the neck, you know, shoulders, slim down the waist, get your body fat down, get a nice V shape. Face, acne removal, making your skin good, improving your under eye area, having your teeth whitened or getting them the correct shape. The actual structure of your face, facial fat and proportions and stuff. When you lose weight, it comes off your face as well, right? So your face looks better as well. Vibe, so aesthetic, there's vibe. Whether you're generally feeling good most of the time, whether you feel content, whereabouts you live, whether you've got friends around you, whether you're happy in the direction that your life is taking, do you have goals and are you working towards them? Do you have goals in more areas than just your career? You know, not just I'm going for this particular job. Are you working to get fitter, healthier, stronger? Like I said, I worked on my neck. Things like that. I always have like 2 or 3 things that I'm working on all the time. It's around business, money, health and fitness, you know, strength and that kind of stuff, and the way that I look, and what's my general life direction. Okay, I'm always working towards something. I would suggest you do the same as well. It really helps your vibe, you know. Whether you're proactively working on kinks in your inner game, for example, whether you suffer from a Madonna whore complex, for example. Whether you like women or not, whether you have any misogyny issues, whether you like yourself. Are there any conflicts in what your aspirations are with women and what your actual deep innermost self tells you? You know, do you think on some level that it's wrong to be doing this kind of thing? Do you think it's sleazy, that kind of thing? Those are little kinks in your inner game that you need to work out. Whether you're comfortable in your own skin, whether you have no angst anymore, whether you're jealous of other people, or if you've got any mummy or daddy issues. All these kind of things, okay? These are things that you need to be working on to increase your value, okay? If you know that you have these issues, like I say, they will come out. They will be so communicated to women. You will lose some or not have an opportunity with some because of these kind of things, okay? Social skills, right? So this is more than like entering into the pickup arena now, but it's all related. Whether you can handle yourself in groups, whether you can hold your own and hold your frame. If somebody's giving you shit and you can hold your own, push back against them, can you deal with that kind of stuff? Are you overawed by really beautiful women or by social situations or by high-end nightclubs, that kind of thing? That's why I say get exposure to those things so that you become less overawed by them. Whether you are inhibited socially, I'm not talking about running around shouting like an idiot and just running up to people and screaming at them and then running away. That doesn't help you socially. What helps you to get over inhibitions is to put yourself around intelligent people, people that are higher up the social ladder, if you like, and being able to cope with that and mix with those people. That's how you get over inhibitions and become better socially, you know. Conversely, do you have violence within you? Do you have aggression within you, okay? If not, you know, that's something you need to work on. It's a masculine driver. I use my aggression and not propensity to violence, because I'm not violent, but I have that capacity within me, and I use that to drive me forwards. And I don't take shit off people, you know, and people can tell that about you when you meet with them, whether you have that capacity within you. And you'll get respect from men if you come across like that, but instead of just being some fucking pushover, you know. You've got to have that ability within you. So, you know, taking up boxing, more masculine sports, that kind of thing, eating raw meat, I don't know. Will that help with becoming more aggressive? I don't know, you know, but it certainly won't do any harm. And you need to start thinking along those lines, you know, what's masculine, what's going to build these masculine qualities. Whether you have masculine presence, like I just said. The game thing, okay? Learn game. So know where the girl is in the seduction sequence. So in another video I talked about IOIs. Use those IOIs as a portal into awareness. Build your awareness, and then you can tell where the girl is at in the seduction sequence. You know when to push, when not to push, where she's at, what she's going to do next, all this kind of stuff, okay? What else? You know when she's saying something of consequence, when she actually means what she's saying, and whether you need to sit up and listen, or whether she's just saying something to live up to an image of herself, okay? That's particularly important in moments like when you're trying to take her home. She's trying to play a game, she has to play this game, she feels she has to play this game. You need to know how to handle that so that you can get the girl home successfully. These kind of things, these are all game-related things that you get with experience and, you know, products like mine. Do you know how to open properly in all situations? In other words, social intelligence. So I set up this video, said, you know, ask me anything. I got like about 5 or 6. How would you open here? 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 Right? I've bundled them all into one and answered it in one go. I'm going to answer it in one go. And I've covered that in great detail for an hour in The Secret Society about how to open in all situations. But it revolves around social intelligence, okay? Avoiding spam opening. It's about, like, you know, using your head and not just like robotically following a model, but actually using your head and learning some social intelligence, okay? Then you won't worry about what opening you're using or how you're opening or what the situation is. Some are a little bit more difficult to open than others, but basically you can get away with virtually anything if you do it with confidence and you're socially intelligent about it, okay? How to fuck properly, you know? How to make girls squirt, how to fuck them properly, how to last longer, all this kind of stuff, you know? How to read social cues properly and how to respond to them, you know. There are certain situations where over time, if you're seeing people again and again and you just don't really get it, and you're constantly like taking value from people or asking things which are just inappropriate. Like I have a friend that I spend time with, and he's got a big social circle, and sometimes people within that social circle might try and take advantage of him, okay? So don't be doing that kind of stuff, you know. Think about other people, do things for other people, that kind of thing. You know, you don't want to be seen like a leech. And this is a common problem that I see with, I used to be on a forum, a seduction forum. I meet these guys and they kill your vibe and they kill your state. They're just not fun to be around. They bring you down, you know. They're always looking to take. There's a lot of people that are always looking to take from other people, and they don't give anything of value, right? So, you know, just in me making this video, I'm offering value to the world, okay? No, I charge money for this, and I've got every right to do so, and I'll do that, and I have no problem with that. But I guarantee you, I've made comments like that before, and some little shit will come on the video and say, well, that can't be your motivation. Why is money your motivation? Well, fuck you, because I have value, I've got experience and knowledge that I offer, and I charge for it, right? People with that kind of attitude just take, you know? They can't do anything of value themselves, they just take from other people. Watch out for people like that, and don't be one of those guys yourself. You will notice, people won't say anything, they're like, oh, fuck you, and you just won't hear from them again. Your friends will just drop off and they'll disappear, right? You don't want to be like that. That's just using other people, a leech on other people's time and resources and value. And girls don't like that either, you know. They're like, who is this guy? What's he got going for him? He's got nothing. He just keeps taking off other people, you know. So people don't want to be around that. So think about that kind of thing. Other stuff you can do. Location, right? You can make a big difference in your results and get hot girls by your location, right? I mean, there's whole blogs and websites about this where better living abroad, right? You just fuck off abroad and you just think like you're going to, you know, start shacking nines and all that kind of thing. It doesn't quite work that way, but you can make a difference just by moving to another location, okay? The shiny white man kind of thing, okay? But you do need the fundamentals in place, as outlined above. So that's it. I mean, that's just an overview of all the things, not all the things, but some of the things that you need to be thinking about. It's a lifelong project. If you're anything like me, you don't want to be, you know, letting things slide. I'll let things in my personal life, I'll let things slide to a certain extent. Like, if I'm ill, I'll let my body fat go up by 4% or something like that. I'll get a bit out of shape, but I'll never let things get really bad, never, you know. If I'm feeling a bit introverted, I'll force myself to go out and talk to people, that kind of thing. You know, I've always like never slip below 5 or 10% of your optimum in all areas. Okay, that's just a general rule, and always looking to be seeing how you can move forwards. Okay, but target those efforts to things that will help you with girls. But what you'll find is, as you do this stuff and you get more and more into it, you'll find that it's difficult to separate an improvement in the life area here and better results with women here. There's probably times in your life when things have been going really well with girls, right? That's probably a time, coincidentally, when things generally in your life are going well. So you're in self-conscious when you open, you come across with confidence and a good vibe and all that kind of thing. So it's a conscious effort of will, it's hard work, but it's worth it in the end. So that's the kind of thing that you need to be doing to get hotter girls.